One. Hey guys, what's up? Nico again here. And in this episode of 3D Printed Profits, we have here Hector. And Hector does miniatures, tabletop stuff. And we're going to go over his business, how he got started, stuff like that. Again, all the links in this video is going to be in the description below. And if you guys are interested in the coaching program, obviously, send me a message and we'll go from there. So let's change this view here to this. All right, cool. So Hector, welcome to the show, man.
Hi, thanks for having me so much. Huge fan of your work, first of all. So was super stoked when I heard that you were doing interviews and stuff, and you accepted
man.
me on
This
here,
is
so.
kind of like one of those passion projects where people are making money from their hobbies and 3D printing specifically. So, all right. So tell us more about yourself, man. What's your background? Are you an engineer by trade? What's going on with that?
No. So I'm a registered nurse, actually.
Are you Filipino?
No, I'm Cuban. Close though.
Nursing joke.
Work with
Nursing
lots
joke.
of Filipino. Oh, I know. No, I work with a lot of your friends though. They're great.
So you're an RN, okay?
Yeah, I'm an RN. I got started though a few years back now. Actually, it was when Resin first started. So actually, because I've been doing FDM since back when we were like using like computer. You remember back in the day when for FDM at first we used like the computer server brackets.
It sounds like you've been printing a lot longer than I have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, like at first there was like computer brackets and it looked super janky, and then it started becoming more mainstream and stuff. And then Marlin and all that other stuff started becoming more mainstream, more people started working on it, and now here we are. But really it was when that first photon came out, and I picked up one of those because it was super interesting. And that's when I really started doing like miniatures and stuff, because a lot of people, I mean, that was when it was still early hobbyist technology. And so I just wanted to give people the opportunity to be able to get stuff for their table, and I just really cover my costs for my own personal stuff. So I mean, at first I think I was running a profit margin of like 5 or 10%. Like,
Oh wow,
it
that's
wasn't
it.
really, yeah, like I wasn't really, like I said, I was doing it to just bring in a little bit of extra cash. I was just throwing extra stuff on the plate with my stuff, and then just more and more people started asking because people started posting pictures, and that's when I made my Facebook page. And now I'm at the point where I have a 4-phase business plan for the next 2 years or 3 years.
Attaboy. All right. All
Yeah.
right. So let's do a deep dive into that, man.
Okay.
How much what's profit now per month?
So gross. Oh, so let's say net profit. I want to say I'm pulling in like 400 or 500 extra a month, and I'm only putting in like, I want to say maybe 10 to 15 hours a week on it, which isn't really a lot, but a lot of the money that I put in, I put back into the business. So that's including, money that's gone to extra machines, extra materials. So now I'm at the point, and then, Patreon creators like yourself and licensing deals with them. And so profit's not huge right now. I run like I want to say like a 28% right now, if you include shipping and everything else and fees and all that. I'm
I
running
say we'll
around like a
work on that.
28.
We can get that higher.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, right now I'm just pulling in a little bit of extra money to help cover costs and try to buy
Hey,
more machines and
$500 a
stuff.
month is nothing to scoff at, man.
Oh, no.
That's a car payment. That's an Audi, bro.
Yeah, so it's been really helpful. My wife's in MP school, so the little bit of extra money sometimes is helpful that we can get some stuff done.
Dude, that's awesome, man. So how'd you come up with the idea of doing miniatures and stuff like that? Are you doing just the actual miniature pieces, or are you doing terrain and stuff as well?
Oh no, terrain, miniature, and then I mean that's why I joined your Patreon. And am I allowed to shout out someone else? Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead, dude. Absolutely.
Okay, Jeff, you and Jeff are my two guys really for that. And I know you know him well. But yeah.
A lot of miniature people out there. I started another Patreon for toys and stuff like that, like this Donkey Kong. We're doing a lot of flexies for a different brand now, but that's for a different story. So yeah, Hex 3D, right?
Yep, Hex 3D, super nice guy, just like you. But yeah, so I'm gonna see about getting into cosplay later on in a different phase. But yeah, right now it's miniatures, terrain. I'm gonna have licensing for a program where it's similar to Hero Forge, but you don't have to pay per file. It'll just get sent to me. But the dream is to have a large, like, actual physical GameStop workshop in the back with the online shop. People can come in, buy miniatures, train. I want like a painting area where you can just rent a booth and paint. I want like a little I don't want to say cafe or bar, but like a hangout area, like an inn. I want rooms that are themed and rentable with. I already have in the
For the game
works.
masters and stuff like that, they can do the games. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that and they have their own area too, because they're gonna have access to all the maps and stuff. Nobody's taking anything home, of course. It's only if you're paying
Obviously,
to
right.
rent them in the stuff.
Sure.
And then they have access to all the actual physical 3D prints, and then whatever else they want to come up with, custom stuff.
That's
But it's just
awesome,
gonna be a
man.
one-stop, yeah,
So
one-stop
that
shop.
sounds like for the future. We'll get to that
Yeah, I'm
more
sorry,
in
3D
detail here in a
printing.
little
I'm
bit.
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. So how do you figure out which products are going to sell? What's your strategy for that?
So basically, I look at current trends. There's a Google Analytics tool that I pay into, and
What's it called?
basically it will. It's just Google Analytics. Like if you
Okay.
go into Google and stuff, yeah. If you go into Google and you look up like their marketing analytics tools and stuff like that, and it'll just give you a readout and stuff. I think it's like $5 a month or something like that. And then I get like a monthly readout, and I basically pick different
How
pages.
much are they
And what I
charging a
use
month?
are like $4.99, $5 a month.
Wow, that's cheap.
Yeah, but you can only pick like 5 different like web pages.
Okay.
And then it monitors their traffic and then it gives it. So I use the Facebook pages, like the big 5 Facebook pages for like Dungeons and Dragons. And then I'm seeing what people are like for the 3D printing stuff, what people are really interested in needing. The big ones are always dragons. Dragons are always big. People love dragons.
I love dragons.
And then yeah, and then what I stock more than anything is just like the more common stuff like goblins, bandits, skeletons, liches, stuff
Oh,
like that. That's
liches are my jam, dude.
exactly. Everyone
I
loves the
always play
lich.
necromancer anytime I play any MMO. Necro
Yeah,
for the win. Just do a minion
exactly.
master, make a horde. Oh,
Hmm. Hmm.
man, all right.
Exactly.
We're going off track. Going off track. You're
No,
getting
it's okay. It's
Hector.
okay. We're gonna do that a lot. I promise.
All right. So you built your business, right? You found out that there's a market for it. People are buying it.
Hmm.
You're at a 10% margin. You're only making a little bit of money. And
Hmm.
then you realize, oh, wow, I can make a pretty good side hustle out of this. So how did you get
Hmm.
your first clients? Like, let's work back here. How'd you get your
Okay.
first clients?
Straight up word of mouth and by just being really diligent on seeing people in the Facebook groups and offering your services. And also a big way is how you pitch it because a lot of people they'll be like, I mean, I was going up against people who had been commercially printing offering their services. But I got chosen over other people one because of my price point. And I mean, that's just a market thing. And a lot of people got mad at me for a while because for a
You're
while I was
driving costs
offering
down.
like,
You're driving price down.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, I was offering minis at $2-3 a pop for medium-sized minis, and they were getting pissed. And you know, and from there, just it just kind of spread. But it's also about how you pitch it. I'd be like, this is my Facebook page. Here are my pictures. Here's some pictures below. You're looking for this specific thing. Here's some creators I found that you could talk to them and see, or I could talk to them, see about getting a licensing agreement for this one model, or to see if they're okay with me printing it for you. That's the other thing is, and that I'm big on is making sure that all of the licensed creators are getting everything that they're supposed to. So like EC3D, they do a royalty thing. I haven't really added them to my shop or done anything for them yet, but I fill out the application a while ago and I keep it up yearly to make sure that if I ever do sell something, they get their cut.
Absolutely.
Fat Dragon games, they let you do it for free, but you got to make sure you keep your paperwork up. You do the $10 a month thing, which is great. I love it, and it just includes everything. Same thing with Jeff. So it's really about getting your name out there and then offering an expansive list of different things so that if anyone does need something, they know where to go. And that's going to be the point of my store and my online shop. Is I'm going to have literally thousands of things to pick from models
Gotcha.
wise. And if you can't find it in the thousands of stuff I have, I can definitely create it for you.
So how does traffic go? How does the first initial wave of traffic come, and how do you keep up with it to be consistent? Is it all just Facebook groups?
Mostly right now, yeah.
So
Because
you're not
my
paying
actual
for
private,
advertising?
not no.
Okay.
Especially at the profits that I'm running, if I was paying for advertising, I mean, I would. I mean, I'm not saying I'm
You'd
barely
probably
making any
lose
money now,
money.
but yeah, exactly. If I was paying for like Facebook or Google advertising or anything like that, especially when in comparison to the larger, more commercial print shops and stuff like that, it's just I just can't compete with those at this level right now. I've got a decent number of printers, but like I said, it's still a growing thing.
Gotcha. So what happened next? So you got your first customers, word of mouth starting a little bit to spread. What
Mhm.
happened next?
I got a few really consistent customers is really what did it for me. And I think and that's whatever I tell people who are trying to get into it, like who want to get into 3D printing for profit, is find certain customers that are consistent for you and try to keep them. And every once in a while I'll throw in a little something extra, like I'll throw in an extra mini, or I have doubles of a mini that they all came out great, so I'll just send them an extra one, stuff like that, just to keep them happy and in the loop. Especially since when you're starting out, for the most part, you're going to be doing a lot of custom stuff. When people come to you individually as a small printer, they're going to be like, I want this specific thing. I need you to help me make it happen, because I can't go to the bigger ones because they all have inventories and stuff. They don't do custom. So there's two sides to the 3D printing market: custom and like inventory. And so I'm trying to move from custom to more inventory, but keep the custom aspect for people, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Gotcha.
So that's really how business really started coming in. Was I had consistent people, and then they were just posting consistently every week, and someone will go, wow man, your models are, look, your stuff that you paint looks really cool, where do you get your stuff from? And then there's one more customer.
Sweet, man. So what I see an Anycubic, is that a photon back there?
Yeah,
So what
one of the
machines do
regular.
you use?
So I've actually got a pretty decent array. So I've got the Photon Mono behind me. That's a frozen transform. I've got two Saturns. The other day I picked up an Anycubic Photon Mono X, which is kind of like the Photon's version of the Saturn in loose interpretation. Don't crucify me, guys, over the. There's some huge fanboys, man. You'd be surprised. And I've got an Ender 5 Plus, two Ender 5s, a handful of Ender 3s that are modded to high holy hell. They look like they need to be put out of their misery, but they're okay. I promise.
So how many machines do you have total? It sounds like you got a pretty dang good print farm there, pal.
16 altogether.
16 machines.
I don't really think about it until you ask me.
With 16
But yeah,
machines, you should definitely be pulling more than $500 a month there, bud.
Yeah, no, they're not all full all the time. Yeah, that's the thing too. Is my plastic? I mean, my FDM stuff. They're always constantly producing something. But the main thing is that I just don't have anyone picking up a lot of the terrain stuff yet. That's what I'm hoping with my website to fix. My mini side is great. My
Well,
terrain side is definitely lacking.
we'll talk offline.
Yeah,
We'll see if we can
I
get you up
appreciate
there,
it.
pal. Cool,
Appreciate
man.
it.
And what filament do you use?
Oh, I don't have a specific brand that I love. For a while I was using that GST 3D stuff because it was coming in pretty cheap, and I was able to get really nice. I got a nice bump in my profit margins for a few months, but then now their quality's
GSD,
gone down.
like Golf Sierra Delta?
Golf Sierra Tango Delta 3D.
GS3. Okay. And this is on Amazon, right?
Yeah, and they've got their own shop too. They like to do this thing where they'll sell you like 10 gigs of filament for like $8 each or $9 each. They're based out of Florida. Nice guys, I've talked to them. It's just, yeah, they've had such a high demand that they're having trouble keeping up. I haven't gone back to them in a month or two. But if I might buy a few rolls and quality test again.
Gotcha.
It just, yeah, they were a new company, and I think they just got swamped.
And what resin do you use?
Oh, that one I use a mix of Soraya Tough and Soraya Flex.
Siraya Tough?
Yeah, so it's a Soraya Tough. So it's similar to like a lot of the ABS like resins. They're made to be like less brittle, like they're droppable and stuff. And then I do like 60 or 70% of that, and then I do like a 30-40 mix of the flex, and that gives it like with weapons and stuff. If you drop them,
they gotta
instead of
flex or they'll snap, dude.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
So
and it makes removing supports easy too.
do you just mix them in a cup and then pour it, or just mix
So I
them
actually use
in
a
the
big thing so that I get the things right, and then before I ever go to use it, I invert it and I mix it up really well and make sure it's right, and then I'll grab whatever I need. I use basically like a tube, and I just use physics. I have one higher than the other, and it flows.
that, that works.
It's like siphoning gas, but without.
Yeah. So let's talk about design a little bit. Do you do any design for
Mhm.
people?
No, so I actually work with a group of modelers. Their name is Corvinus Creations. It's run by a guy in the UK named Lee Collingswood. Really great guy, but they've done a variety of stuff for me. Um, they've done I've had them do like some like Funko style stuff for some streamers that I'm friends with that have gone over well. Some different little bits of armor pieces, and in return, like, I send them business their way, and in return, when they need stuff printed for their stuff, they'll send people my way. So it's been a really beneficial relationship. Super nice people. They use people all over the world too, so if you have someone in like the UK or Brazil or anything like that that needs something done, you can send them their way. They've got people who are pretty much local to every continent except for
Gotcha.
Antarctica.
So how else does the business make money, or is it just strictly 3D printed products, or do you have any
Yeah,
print services or anything like that?
no, pretty much it's just the products. The print services, I've done print services here and there. It's been mostly people who are doing like Kickstarters or and stuff who they don't have a printer to test print all their stuff. I've done that a few times.
And what are you
Um,
charging for print hour for those?
so if it's FDM, I do 150 an hour, and that's including material costs. And that was like back when I had like the $8 filament. And then my new numbers are no, I'm still doing it at 150, and my new filament. I found this JO filament works really great. They have PLA plus and PETG, and they've been coming across Amazon Business for like 12, $14. So I haven't taken that huge of a hit on the material side of things. But yeah,
Gotcha.
it's about 150. And then for resin, I do that by weight of like the item, including supports. Just because print time, I mean, you could burn through a ton of resin, and with one of those monos,
Oh,
you could
dude,
burn
you
through
can
a ton
burn
of.
through a kilo of
uh,
resin in a day.
Yeah. Oh man, this guy right here. Oh man. Yeah. I have to feed this beast constantly.
I have a Phenom L. Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh.
I
Oh
know.
my God.
I blink and I
So
was
that
like, dude, this thing is a resin guzzler. My God.
Yeah, I want to build like a something. I've seen them online that you just drop the resin bottle and you screw it on top, and then just by way of physics, it is able to like go in
Yeah.
there and it'll automatically fill it. Oh man, that looks so amazing.
Yeah. So what options have you tried to increase sales? Like ads, free shipping, stuff like that. What have you guys done for
Okay.
that?
So we've done free shipping to continental United States because someone from the UK was like, "Can I get free shipping?" Sorry, bud. But we've done free shippings over a certain order size. I've also in the past done I don't want to call. I mean, I didn't do it like a Patreon, but it's like a subscription service. So like at the first of the month, and I did it through PayPal because they allow you to like set
Yeah.
subscriptions and stuff. And quick, then I switched over to QuickBooks doing that, but that's a different conversation for financials. But it was basically you pay. It's like I took the idea honestly from Massage Envy, where you get one free massage when you pay your $60 a month, and then you get discounted for the rest of the month if you want to do more. So then that's what I did was you pay me $20 a month, you get 4 medium-sized models or 2 large-size model, no, 3 large-size models, because I do everything by D&D sizing rules, and it's
Mhm.
basically by the square inch area that it takes up on the table. So like you get 4 medium models, 3 large models, 2 huge, or 1 gargantuan per month. And then usually like the month before I'll advertise like, hey, I'm doing this dragon this month, or this huge stone giant, or this lich, or whatever. Or you could pick from any 4 of these from anywhere else in the shop, whatever. And then that went well for a while, but then it kind of fell off because people pretty much got what they wanted, or they were looking at other options and I wasn't offering them what they wanted that month. So I kind of quit doing that because I realized that I needed to give people more of an option instead of a subscription service.
Gotcha. So what's working today in terms of marketing? What's bringing people in? What's ringing in the cash register?
Uh, I mean, really, it's just word of mouth, putting out a good product, and being proud of your product and putting it out there. And for me, just I've had really great people in the community. And that's the other thing too, is just I try to like I try to stay active in the community. I'm not nearly as visible as you, but when people need help, I try to help. When people want to learn how to 3D print for profit, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to tell them because I did all this hard work, so I shouldn't share this with anyone else because they don't deserve it because they didn't go through the same bull crap I did. And it's like that's not fair. Like I don't know how many customers I've had who've turned into fellow printers. I think I'm in the dozens now of just, and I'll sell them my old printers when I upgrade to, like, I mean, because I take care of my stuff. So it's like, yeah, man, you want this like OG photon for $50? It's like, yeah, so you could break the hell out of it while you learn, and then you could get a nice Saturn or something like that. So really, it's just been just being active in the community. It's just been very, you give in and it gives back tenfold
It
if you're
does.
just super cool and nice about it.
I think that's the law of the universe, where you give with a full heart, with expecting nothing in return,
Hmm.
and it'll come back to you. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I know a lot of people who are, dude, they get pissed when when you do the same thing that they're doing, to send you a scathing email pissed at you. Like, dude, there's more than enough food at the table, bro. Relax.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
there's no reason for you to get mad at me. There's no reason for you to get pissy like that. There really isn't. There's a lot of food on the table. We're all just trying to feed our families and build a legacy, right?
Exactly.
You're no better than me. I'm no better than you. Relax.
Exactly. And I mean, the thing for me is, yeah, I want to make money, but more for me, it's about creating a space and building a community for people who enjoy this stuff. Like, I just want us all to be able to hang out, and that's why, at the end of the line, I don't want to stop at just the online business and the 3D printing. I really want to create like an experience. I think tabletop games should be an experience as much as you want it to be, and I don't think that cost, I don't think that availability of materials and stuff like that should be anything to stop your imagination.
I agree.
And
So, what's next for you, man? What's the future for what's your company's name?
Nat 20 3D printing.
What's next for that?
My live website. So I'm
Okay, so where are you
going
selling
live.
now?
Facebook.
Facebook. You don't have your own shop. No website or nothing.
No, I don't want to use Etsy. They're way too restrictive, and their fees are horrendous. And then I would have to increase my prices, and it defeats the whole purpose of providing tabletop stuff
So
at
it's
reasonable
basically,
prices.
hey, I'll PayPal you this, I'll ship you this.
No, I use QuickBooks. So like it's has and I use Facebook Marketplace and stuff. So I mean, I have a
Gotcha. So you use
storefront.
Facebook Marketplace. I'm sorry, I should have asked this first.
Yeah. No, you're okay. Yeah, so you can attach like a marketplace to your Facebook page. And then I used to have a catalog up there of a ton of stuff.
So it's
Everything
like
that
poor
I had
man's
licensed.
Etsy.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, that's how I
Oh,
started.
I
And
didn't
that's
know
how
that. I
it's
didn't know you can attach a marketplace to
Yeah, you can
like your
add
own
products to
store.
your Facebook store. Basically, yeah. But it's like Facebook will take a small cut too and stuff like that. And they're starting to get worse about it too. And so that's why I want to switch to, and you don't have the stuff that you have available like with an actual website, like being able to embed stuff and change stuff around as easily as you'd like. So it's a little restrictive. I'm kind of growing out of it. The plan is next year to go live with my website. I am expecting that it's not going to only include your stuff and Jeff, but Epic Miniatures. I have a licensing agreement with them. Miguel Zavala. I'm going to have, and I know Miguel is a huge guy in the industry. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but well, this is like the godfather of like D&D minis. No, I shit you not. This guy has been working the last several years, and he does tutorials and stuff like you do and stuff. But his
Well, let's give
patrons.
Miguel a shout out, man. Let's
Oh yeah,
make sure you
absolutely.
send me a
Sorry,
link. Make
I'll
sure you
send you a
link me
link.
all
Yeah.
the guys that you're shouting out so we can promote them.
Okay.
So we can get them
Yeah.
out. We can get our word out
Absolutely.
so these guys can make some
Yeah.
money too.
Yeah. So, but he's a modeler. He puts all of his stuff out there for free. The only time he charges on his Patreon is if you want access to his like Dropbox, so you can get it all easier. But if you look Shapeways, Prusa, Thingiverse, everything, somewhere on the internet, every single one of his models that he's created immediately goes on the internet for free.
I like this guy.
And so, yeah, he's great. I love him. And so my market really isn't the people who already have printers because they can get that stuff. But he has, I mean, he's done every D&D book all the way from the monster manuals. Now he's already doing Fitzbands, which is one of the most recent books. And so he has over, oh, man, I'm up to like 2,500 different models. And it ranges from tiny little things like that to gargantuan, gigantic dragons and stuff like that. But yeah, great guy. He's going to be like the cornerstone of my D&D shop.
Awesome.
Because I mean, he just has a ton of stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna have over 3,000 things, and that's the next deal is the shop, and then that's
Sweet.
phase 2.
Awesome, man. That's great, dude. So, that's really it for me, man.
Yeah.
Great story.
Appreciate it.
You got a good head on your shoulders. You know exactly where you're going. Congratulations, man. So
Thank you.
let's wrap this up with your number one tip for anyone who wants to start their own 3D printing business.
Let's see. Honestly, just go in to it with an open heart instead of a closed one. And I know that sounds really corny, but
no, that's
like
that's a great advice, dude.
Yeah, like that's what I see from other businesses too. It's how well you treat, and I'm not saying you need to bend over backwards for unrealistic people. I'm saying it's how well you treat your people and your customers. And I have friends and stuff that help me out every once in a while, and it's like, no, I'm gonna pay you. It's like, no, you don't have to. I'm gonna pay you. I'm paying you $20 an hour because you know how to use a 3D printer. That's not easy, And so it's just treating your people right and treating your customers right. That's really it.
Sweet, man.
Everything else will come.
Anything else for everyone else, or?
No, thank you. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching, and thank you for putting eyes on me because I really appreciate it. Um, and that's about it. Thanks for having me. I'm
Wait,
super excited to be here.
awesome, man. So, you guys, that's Hector. Again, all his links are going to be in the description below. We're going to try to get Hector to list that massive, giant list of all the people that he just shouted out for their Patreon. Subscribe to those guys, man. These guys, they model. They're fantastic people. If you're into D&Ds and miniatures, support them. And again, like I said, if you guys stay till the very, very end, I'll give you your own ideas and product ideas for your own 3D printing business. And today's idea are pendants, right? So Hector uses a resin printer, and that's probably most likely what you're going to use for these pendants. Now, you're not going to print the chain itself, okay? Because you can buy those on Amazon for what, $5-10, and if you buy them
Alibaba too
at the hundreds, they become even cheaper. All you're really printing is that thing that you're going to put the necklace thing through, and that's it, which increases the value of your product at this point. And you can sell the necklaces and these pendants for $20-30. And honestly, something that small uses such little resin, your markup is unfreaking believable. Okay, so I don't have enough time to build all these businesses, but you do. And I'm here to help you start, grow, and scale your 3D printing side business. All you got to do is message me, and I'll help you go from where you are to where you want to be. And that's only up to you. So again, you guys, thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Hector, peace out, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, bonus content time. Hey, show me the minis, bro. You got some in there?
Oh yeah, man. I got some stuff over here.
Yeah.
So this is my setup. So
this like, oh, we got a tour. This is a fucking cool bonus content.
So I got some other stuff. Yeah, that's my.
Are you in the attic? Where are you?
No, I'm in my loft. Yeah, I got some other stuff in other places and a couple of under threes boxed up. But yeah,
this is the last bonus content. You're the first one to tour us.
Oh yeah, dude. So over here,
I think Uncle Jesse did. Did you watch that episode? That was like an hour long, dude. We bullshitted for a while.
No, I haven't. I love Uncle Jesse's stuff though, man. I watch his stuff all the time. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, as you can see.
You need a shelf for that shit. That's gonna fall on you.
Oh, I know. They're not full. They're empty. But yeah, there's my curing cabinet behind me. So that cabinet, I have a bunch of UV lights in there. And then I've also got like a heat lamp in there because I don't like to UV things when they're still wet. So I throw the heat lamp on. It gets all that extra out.
You have a washing cure station too, or you just put it in like a bucket and you shake?
So that's that over there. I don't know if you can see the.
I can't see. That is a mess.
I know it is a mess. I need to clean up. My 3-year-old was up here. So there's 2 fish tanks over there. They're under the table. Okay, so those 2 fish tanks right there. So that's my washing station, and then my curing station's over here. And the reason why is because I print such big things that sometimes the washing and curing stations can't fit them for my transform, right? And the other thing is just I like to do them in big batches. So those 2. So there's a tube. There's a clear tube that runs, and I have pumps in them. And they have lids on them so the alcohol can't escape. And then one of the lids has a hinge. So I drop my models in there. It's constantly circulating the alcohol, so fresh alcohol is getting to it. It goes through another tube around the back. There's a UV light there, and then that will precipitate out a lot of the resin.
Yeah, you are
in the
like
alcohol.
Factory, bro.
Yeah, and then I have a filter on the end so that it gets caught in the filter. Then every once in a while, I just pull the filter. It's just like a colander strainer that I cut out, and then I'll pull it out, wash it off, put it back in, turn it back on, and it'll keep going. And then I'm just getting constant fresh, and it keeps my alcohol good a lot longer.
So sweet, yeah, man.
So that's my setup. Minis.
Holy, what do I got? A whole cabinet. See, if
dude.
This is why you go on YouTube. I mean, I know we got the podcast, but you go on YouTube for the bonus content.
Yeah, man. So yeah, so this is something those models I was talking to you about. This is something I just did recently. That's my buddy. He's a streamer. His name's ATX Metal. Super nice guy. He's a wounded combat vet. Whatever. So I was giving these away and stuff because they were donating to his like wounded warriors projects and some other stuff. So I was giving these away on his stream and stuff like that. Plus it was great. That's another way I do advertising is like free giveaways. And then I've done some like charity stuff. So this shirt is from a PPE initiative. It was a nonprofit I started in 2020 because I'm a nurse and we didn't have any PPE, and I started making some, and other people needed it. And just like this, it kind of got out under control, and I was shipping stuff to New York, California, the Philippines. It just kind of grew out of control.
Badass, dude.
But I had a lot of people help me on that one though. Let's see what else I got. So this is one of Miguel's models. He does super clean stuff,
That's
and
awesome,
that's
dude.
a large bore and stuff like that. But yeah, so I get that milky white texture, basically because of the mix that I use. A little flare that I've
Those
done.
are nice, dude. Well done.
Yeah. So yeah, I love this stuff. Thank you. But yeah, it's just the kind of stuff that I like to do. One of my wife's cups is in there too because she does the resin with the cups. But yeah, that's my setup, and like I said, I stick to like tabletop stuff. I've got some terrain stuff like the FDG tiles. They all click together and magnetic. The other thing I'm working on right now is, are you familiar with like the VR headsets?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so have you ever played a shooting game on the VR headsets?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that if you're needing to use two hands with like a military sim game, it's nearly impossible?
Yeah, because you have to be like this, but it's not. It's all flimsy.
Exactly. So have you seen online some people like on Thingiverse and other places, or the noob tubes and stuff like that, where they've created stuff like
Yeah,
that
where you
where you can
attach it so
hold
you
them?
have an actual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I'm in the middle of patenting it, and I'm not going to give too much information because I'm patenting it, and this is the only thing I'm not going to give you a lot of
Sure.
information on.
Absolutely.
But it's going to be electronic, and it's going to allow you to switch up the configuration of it on the fly with magnetics and grommets and some other stuff. And it's gonna be all electronic, and it's
Did you
still gonna
design
give
it
you the
yourself?
same. Yeah, yeah. So, and I'm
Using
not
what
an
stuff?
engineer at all.
Using what
I
software?
Tinkercad.
No fucking way.
All the 3D parts I made in Tinkercad.
No shit. Well done.
Yeah, just straight up YouTube the crap out of it.
Nice,
I was
man.
just like,
Hey, whatever works, bro.
so, but yeah, and that's gonna be another arm of the 3D printing that I'm gonna try to. But like I said, it's just I'm trying to diversify a little bit, so I can get some multiple income streams going from different markets, and that's a pretty big one. That has a pretty big glaring hole. There's pretty much only one big person in that market, and that's the noob tube guys, and they put out a good product, but a little competition is always healthy, right?
Yeah, man.